Psychology has shown time and time again that extremely high intelligence doesn't always reveal itself in obvious or flashy ways. In many cases, the habits and thought patterns connected to a very high IQ can appear quite subtle, unusual, or even a little strange to outside observers. These individuals don't just think more than others. They actually think in a fundamentally different way. In today's video, we're going to explore 5 relatively uncommon habits that are frequently seen in people with exceptionally high intelligence. These behaviors might not seem impressive at first glance, but they reveal a lot about how these minds actually work. Let's begin with the first habit: mentally simulating conversations. People with very high IQs often rehearse future interactions inside their heads before they even happen. They imagine how a conversation might go, what the other person might say, and how their own responses might influence the outcome. This mental rehearsal can happen for important meetings, difficult discussions, or even casual social situations. Psychologists believe this habit is linked to the brain's advanced capacity for mental simulation. Essentially, the brain builds different possible scenarios and tests them out in advance. From the outside, this can sometimes look like overthinking or unnecessary worry, but in reality, it's a powerful form of strategic thinking and mental preparation that helps them navigate complex social dynamics more effectively. The second habit is refusing to rush to judgment. While most people tend to form opinions and conclusions very quickly after receiving new information, highly intelligent individuals usually pause and hold back their final judgment. They give ideas time to settle in their minds. They examine them from different angles and allow the full picture to develop before deciding what they truly believe. This mental patience often leads to more accurate and well-thought-out conclusions. These people don't feel the constant need to be right immediately or to prove their point in the moment. Instead, they prefer to wait until they have a clearer and more reliable understanding. The third habit involves curiosity about topics that appear to have no practical value. People with very high intelligence frequently spend time exploring subjects that offer no immediate benefit or real-world application. This could include strange systems, obscure theories, abstract philosophical ideas, or niche topics that most people would consider pointless or boring. Psychologists connect this behavior to something called intrinsic curiosity, the deep enjoyment of learning for its own sake. For these individuals, gaining a deeper understanding of how things work is rewarding in itself, even when there's no obvious payoff or practical use. The fourth habit is the ability to read behavioral patterns over time. Instead of only paying attention to what people say, highly intelligent individuals carefully observe how others behave across different situations. They notice inconsistencies between words and actions, subtle changes in behavior, and repeating patterns that reveal a person's true motivations. This strong pattern recognition skill allows them to understand hidden intentions and underlying motives more accurately than most people. They don't just listen to words, they read the full picture behind those words. Finally, the fifth and perhaps rarest habit is something psychologists call cognitive detachment. People with very high intelligence can mentally step back from their own thoughts and observe them almost as if they belong to someone else. They question their own emotional reactions, examine their personal biases, and even challenge their own logic and reasoning when necessary. This ability is closely tied to metacognition, the awareness of how you think. It's considered one of the highest and most advanced forms of intelligence. These individuals do not just think, they also reflect on their own thinking. In the end, psychology makes it clear that extremely high intelligence is not simply about solving problems faster than everyone else. It's about how the mind operates on deeper levels, how it simulates future possibilities, delays judgment until enough information is gathered, explores ideas without needing immediate purpose, detects hidden patterns, and even observes its own thinking process. These 5 habits may seem small or insignificant on the surface, but they point to a mind that processes the world in a completely different and more layered way. Now I'd love to hear from you. Which of these habits do you notice in yourself, even if only a little? Let me know in the comments below.